fellow NGOs and viewers. Welcome to NGO Corner. Did you know that to be seen as a credible NGO, you need to have what? Audited accounts. I have a question for you. Does your NGO have financial audited reports, financial audit reports? And another question, if you're an ED and you're watching this program, or you are staff of an NGO, local NGO, do you have updated, audited accounts, an audit report? That is, you have 2020 audit report. Do you have it? You do. Oh, congratulations. But you don't have it. Far. This is NGO Corner, and my name is Dr. Joe. So today we're continuing from last week's episode, and last week's episode was about, since we've gotten our CAC registration and we registered at local government level, or we registered at the state level, or we have our CAC registration and the registration is either we registered as limited by guarantee or we registered as incorporated trustees. So we have a certificate. We're ready to go. And then last week I talked about how you need to acquire an office space. Even last week I was talking to one of my colleagues. She said, Dr. Joe, it's true. I really need to get an office space. I have a website. I have an audit report. I have school clearance from EFCC. I have all my other things done, but I don't have an office space. I said, Madam, you never start. You have all those other things and you don't have an office space. You never start. Office space is one of the most important things you need to have to be seen as a credible NGO. Office space, no office space, can be considered as credible. So I told her that, and I'm also telling you, one of the first steps you need to take after you've registered your NGO is you need to have an office space, okay? So when I told her that, she said, it's true, Dr. Joe, I'm really looking. She has a website, she has everything else, but she didn't really know that it's important to have an office space. So I want you, if you're listening to me now, you must look for a dedicated office space separate from your other activities, all right? Then last week we talked about procuring office equipment. You have an office space and it's empty. That's not a good sign. I think when I started my NGO and one of the donors came to office, they saw that there was just few furnitures. There were not much equipment. They commented, they marked me down. They said, this is your office. It's like it's empty. There's nothing there. And I'm like, well, I don't have funding to equip it more than that. And they marked me down. They were like, are you sure you're really operational? Are you sure you're a credible NGO? And I was concerned. I was like, why are they doubting me? But later, now that I got funding and I have an equipped office, I now know that when donors come, if they don't see an equipped office, they will be suspecting you that, is this lady really a credible NGO? She doesn't have anything in her office. She has an office space, so that one is tick. But now, the office space itself, not enough chairs. There's chair, but there's only one. There's table, only two. So where are the equipment? So I realized that time that it's important. Now if they come to my office, they will see the official cards, 2, laptops, 20, everything. But then I didn't have enough money and my office was scanty. So when they came, they marked me down. So it's now I'm trying to explain to you that you must have office equipment in your office, and it's important because to be considered as a credible NGO, you should have what they call an equipped office. Now, even when I write proposal, I'll write, we have an equipped office, we have tables, we have chairs. So it's very important. I know it's not fair. You don't have money and they expect you to have equipment. How will you get equipment? You don't have money. That's how life is. If you want to look for a job, they want you to have experience. And some people that are applicants say, how will I get experience if I don't get a job? It's the chicken and egg. So, but I just need to tell you what you need to have to be considered as a credible NGO, and that's to procure equipment, the tables, chairs, laptops. Do your best to get them, and whenever they come to your office, know that they're going to mark you in that area. So next one, last week we also talked about opening a bank account in the name of the organization. It's getting rare now because of the financial inclusion age. You know, in 10 years ago, bank account was, you know, cash was used a lot. But now with this cashless policy, and you can't withdraw, and so everybody has account. You have POS, you have, so now most people have bank account, and it's easier to get a bank account than in those days. You know, so it's not such an issue now. But you still have people that have individual bank accounts which they are using for the NGO, and they will give that individual, like Mr. Johnson and Mr. Johnson Happiness, that they will be using that bank account to operate the activities in the NGO. That's a no-no. I don't think it's happening so much. But if you're listening to me and you're using a personal account, your personal name, like my name is Dr. Joe, my account name is Dr. Joe, and I give you, like yesterday, I think somebody said they wanted to give money to the widows, and he asked me for the account details. I shouldn't give him my personal account. I should give him the organizational account. My organization, the organization that I founded is, we founded is Widows and Orphans Empowerment. So I sent him a bank account with Widows and Orphans Empowerment Organization, not my individual bank account. It's not a personal donation, it's a donation to widows. So I didn't collect it personal. So if anybody is a credible NGO, the organization should have an account in the name of the organization, not a name of a microfinance bank or a name of somebody else to pay, then you will collect. No, you have to have a bank account in your own name. So those are the three things we talked about last week. So what are we going to talk about this week? This week, we are going to talk about 4 things. 1, we're going to talk about the need for you to have an audit report, audited accounts, and to have an audit report. And we're going to talk about 2, preparing annual reports. So now, how important is it for an NGO to have an audited report and audited accounts, or audited an audit report? Well, let me tell you, if you are an NGO and you're operating and you're listening to me right now, you don't have an audit report, or you don't have an updated audit report, you never start. And let me use our local, you never start. Because without an annual audit report, you cannot file for your annual filing with Federal Inland Revenue or the State Inland Revenue, depending where your location or your operations are. And if you cannot file for your to the Inland Revenue, then you cannot get tax clearance. And the only way you can show you're a credible NGO is that your reports are audited by a third party. No, audit reports are done by an audit firm, a third party, an auditor. So that auditor is a third party who is reviewing your financial transactions to confirm that they're in order. So if you're an NGO and you don't have an audit report, it means that your financial transaction has not been reviewed by a third party, and you cannot get an audit report. So how many of you that are listening to me have an audit report? Good. And how many of you listening to me have an updated audit report? That means the latest 2020. So preparing organizational audit reports is necessary, very necessary, for you to be a credible NGO. Most donors ask for your audit report when you are applying for funding. Like I'm applying for, there's a fund I'm applying for in the US. They ask for your audit report. Even when I applied to be on Global Giving. Global Giving is a crowdfunding website. They ask for my 3 years audit report. The 3 years, or most time they ask for 3 years audit report. That is 2020, 2019, and 2018. Some people right now is supposed to be preparing for 2021. Okay, you can't have 2021 now, but you should have the most recent one you should have is audit report for 2020. In fact, I don't even want to go there that not only do you have to have an audit report, I advise you to get an audit report from credible audit firms. Like for instance, my own organization, we are the organization that we founded. We are using one of the international audit firms. I think you know Price Waterhouse. Yes, they're just one of them. There are many, and there are many audit firms that are considered as the top 5 or top 10. So top 3 and then top 5. So I think Pricewaterhouse may be among the top credible audit firms. So I won't even go into that now. But just since I'm talking to local NGOs, just to get an audit report first. Later we'll talk about using a very credible audit firms. But just having an audit report is very important. And then in order to get your audit report, you need to get an auditor. So it's always good to use a chartered accountant. A chartered accountant should be registered with the Financial Reporting Council, FRC, and should have an official stamp with 11 digits, so that if he wants to sign your audit report, he has the FRC, that's Financial Reporting Council number. So that is an audit report. Then finally, annual report. Yes, this is a document that gives a report of organization activities, and it usually covers for the year. Actually, we've done 2019 audit report. You can see it on our website. But now we are going to do, after December 2020, we are going to 2021. We are going to do our 2021 audit annual report. Now, annual report is different from audit report. Annual report is a document that explains the activities of your organization for that year. From January 2021 to January to December. So at the end of this December now, we're going to write our 2021 annual report. And it's going to cover the programs that we did this year, the administrative things, the administrative change, operational change, financial information. And this is very necessary to be seen as credible, because it makes your operations available to the public. The annual report is supposed to be available to the public. We put the annual report on our website so you can read. Well, how much income came to WEWE this year? How much did we spend? Who are our board members? How many staff do we have? All those things are annually placed on our organizational website, so you can see. I did an interview with somebody, and the person went to our audit report or annual report, and he was reading about us, and he was telling us, this is what your annual report says. And from the annual report, you can know about the organization's activities. So we are making our activities public. It's not secret, and we're open about everything we're doing. That makes you credible. So we've come to the end of today's session. It's quite a long session, but I just want you to know that audit reports and annual reports are things that a lot of NGOs don't have, and they don't know that these are the things that you need to have to be a credible NGO. So we'll discuss more on next week on other issues that you need to have after registering your NGO. And I hope you take steps towards getting your audit report, your first audit report. Anyone who needs guidance on that, you can write some questions. We can answer it in the chat. And then you need information on the template for the annual report. I can share with you. That's not a problem. So what I need you to do now is, if you want to be a credible NGO, look for an auditor to audit your accounts, and then also write your first annual report and post it on your website or Facebook, wherever you can. So I've come to the end of today's session, and I want to thank you for following. And I want to hear from all those that didn't have an audit report before, and because of this episode, they have an audit report. They didn't have an annual report before, and now because of this episode, they have an annual report. And so that's why this is NGO Corner. We are here to strengthen the civic space, and I hope to hear more from you. So you click the like button and click the subscription button and then the bell button for notification. And let me say over for now, and thank you for listening. Bye.